Good day. So in this video, you will learn how to determine the mean invariance of the sampling distribution of sample means. This is for finite population. From the previous lessons, you learned how to construct sampling distribution of sample means. And natutunan nyo rin kung paano mag-construct ng histogram ng sa ating sampling distribution. And natutunan nyo rin yung ating central limit theorem that kung saan yung ating random samples of n size ay palaki ng palaki yung ating sampling distribution o yung shape ng sampling distribution of sample means is approaching to a normal distribution. And lesson 3, papakita ko sa inyo doon yung application of the central limit theorem. And dito rin sa aking introduction about mean invariance of the sampling distribution, na-present ko na rin sa inyo yung mga formulas na gagamitin natin and the steps na susundin natin for us to determine the mean invariance of the sampling distribution of sample means. Okay? Let us consider example number 1. Consider a population consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Suppose samples of size 2 are drawn from the population. What is the mean and variance of the sampling distribution of the sample means? Compare these values to the mean and variance of the population and then draw the histogram. Okay. So maraming pinapagawa sa atin. Doon sa previous videos ko, susundin natin yung mga steps na nabanggit ko doon. And actually, the formulas for us to determine the mean of the sampling distribution and variance of the sampling distribution, we have here x bar times probability of the random variable x. Yung ating x bar dito, ito yung mga means ng ating, actually, this is summation. Sorry, kulang. Summation of x times the probability of the random variable x, wherein the random variable x natin ay yung mean ng ating yung ating mga sample means. Okay? For the variance of the sampling distribution, we have summation of the product of the probability of the random variable x, which is the mean, times the square of the difference of the mean, sample mean, and the population mean. Okay? So, sundin natin yung ating steps in solving for the mean and variance of the sampling distribution. The first step is compute the mean of the population. So, the formula of our mean, ganun din kung ano yung ating sample mean, that is summation of x divided by n. Okay? So, in our solution, we have summation of x over n. I use capital N for a population. Okay? Ang x natin ay yung mga values ng ating population. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, i-add lang natin siya. And then, di-divide natin kung ilan yung population size. The population size is 5. So, we have 1 plus 2 plus 3, 6, 10, 15 divided by 5 is 3 or 3.00 ang ating population mean. Then the next step is you're going to compute the variance of the population. This is the notation that we're going to use. This is sigma squared. Okay? So may pagkakaiba ha. Ang population mean, mu, ang ating sampling, sa mean ng sampling distribution of the sample means mu sub x. Variance ng population, sigma squared, variance ng sampling distribution of sample means is sigma squared sub x. Okay? So, how are we going to compute for the variance? The formula ng variance natin is, we have summation, okay, we have variance squared, summation of x minus mu squared over n. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan i-complete natin yung table na to for us to determine the variance of the population. So, ano yung mga x values natin? So, ang gagamitin natin, yung population. Kasi ang hinahanap sa atin is population variance. So, ilagay natin yung mga x values ng ating population. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then, we get the difference of x minus mu. So, this column minus the mean, which na na-compute natin this is step 1. So 1 minus 3 is negative 2. 2 minus negative 3 is negative 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. 4 minus 3 is 1. 5 minus 3 is 2. And then, kukunin daw natin yung square of this x minus mu para makuha natin yung third column. Square of negative 2 is 4. Square of negative 1 is 1. Square of 0 is 0. Square of 1 is 1. And then, square of 2 is 4. Then, we get the summation of this column. Summation of x minus mu squared is equal to, that's equal to 10. Therefore, ang ating population variance is the quotient of 10 and the population size equal to 5. That is equal to 2. So therefore, we already have the population mean and the population variance. And later on, compare natin yung mean and variance of the sampling distribution dun sa ating mean and variance of the population. Next is step number 3. Kailangan mag-construct tayo ng ating sampling distribution kasi para makuha natin yung mean and variance. And the first step na natutunan ninyo na rin to dun sa ating first lesson is to determine the number of possible samples of size 2. And we're going to use the formula n combination of n. Yung n natin, population size, yung maliit na n natin ay sample size. Ang sample size natin is 2, ang population size natin is 5. Therefore, we have 5 combination 2. Okay? So using our scientific calculator, so we have 5 shift n combination or 2, then equal, we have 10. So we have, we can select 10 times, in 10 ways, na sample size of 2 from the population of 5 na size. Okay? So the next step is we're going to list all possible samples and their corresponding means, and then we're going to construct the sampling distribution of the sample means. Okay?